I think we have our eyes open about this and our eyebrows raised because apparently the early data would suggest that it touches two out of the three things that concern us. One, could it really be more transmissible, more contagious than Delta? Boy, that's hard to imagine. Number two, could it evade the protection of our current vaccines? That's a potential bother. The third one seems not to be the case, at least so far. Could it make more severe disease? But those first two things, contagiousness and evasion of protection, we need to get more laboratory work on this and more epidemiological work on the ground. This is a matter of some serious concern.
Right, but you also caveated your first reason by saying that that's hard to imagine that this is more transmissible than the Delta variant. Why do you think so?
Well, because the Delta variant is already extraordinarily transmissible. It's really difficult to think of another virus that's more transmissible. There is one that we know of, that's measles. That's the most contagious virus we know. If we have another COVID strain that can spread even more readily than Delta, that would pose a challenge to all of us around the world, because when Delta arrived this summer, it changed the entire game, right? It made things much worse here in the United States and around the world. And Delta is now accounting for well over 90% of cases around the world. It took over.
Right. And so what evidence do you need to gather to ascertain more in terms of the gravity of the situation right now, Dr. Schaffner, especially in terms of going from being a variant of interest to a variant of concern?
Well, first of all, there are epidemiologic studies on the ground which will have to take place in South Africa, trying to assess the rapidity of its spread. And then, of course, there are further laboratory studies that need to be undertaken to determine in all likelihood how well our current vaccines would protect against this new variant. Both of those are critical determinations. Both will take a little bit of time.